as they
that's a bold
shed a
bat to
tear.
be. Yeah, it's a
in
bold
the
bat to
Lone
be
Star
rocking right
State
now.
tonight.
Oh boy.
Joey Gallo, we wish you well in your future endeavors in New York. We hope to hear from the Yankees insider later on the program, the CEO, Mr. Nick Berrios, to get his thoughts.
Couldn't hack it in Texas, so we thought he'd go up to New York and see what he could do there.
I'm sure the media is way more chill over there.
Yeah.
No question. Thank you guys for joining us. Apologies for missing on Monday, but kind of a sorry, not sorry, because I was, and shout out to actually was a friend of the program,
Previous
always,
guest.
but
Yes.
Guest on Friday.
Yep.
Braden taking me out to the Cathedral Catholic Charity Golf Tournament, where cheating was rampant.
Yes.
Drinks were plentiful and
cheat
unlimited
for charity. Yes.
All kinds of food. I mean, whatever you could want. Carlos Quentin was there. That's really the only famous person I saw.
Really? Wow.
But he's an alum.
Oh, that's okay. That's fair.
And I think he finished maybe 10 teams above us, but he wasn't on the winning team. The winning team, all right, first of all, I'm not going to go totally off on this, but par was the maximum score you could get. So it was basically just keep moving. Groups of 4, play it, take the best ball. Obviously you're going for birdies,
right?
Allegedly, but also you're out there unmonitored. So the winning team was minus 22. I'm sure they were just like
Did they also get their PGA cards at the end of the round as well?
It's the best round I've ever seen in my life. At Medeiros, I mean, come on, that's probably the hardest course in San Diego next to Torrey South.
So was Carlos Quentin out there breaking Zach Greinke's shoulder while he was teeing off as well?
No, Will, also a friend of the program that was part of our foursome, said, I'm going to find Quentin and I'm going to ask him about that. And at Braden's advice, he was like, don't ask him about that. And
don't ask him.
Braden said, don't even ask him about baseball because he doesn't even really want to talk about it.
He's over it. He's over baseball.
Look, I never saw the guy all day. But the only thing I'll say, and I'll end on this, at the 9th, so it's a shotgun start. Everyone starts on a different hole, but coming around from the 9th to the 10th green, the turn, traditionally, they had a putt-off contest where you make a 50-foot putt to get in a contest to win, all expenses paid, foursome, travel, airfare, lodging, whatever, to Pebble Beach.
Ooh,
and I made that putt. Putt. But then it's all right, now you go in a putt-off with, so far 4 other people have made it. So after all the whole day of golfing, not being that good, drinking, obviously, we're going to have a putt-off right here behind the clubhouse. And someone else made it, so it ended up being 6 people. So that one was, totally blind, a different green, by the way. You can't even look at the other person putting. Everyone just putts as everyone else looks away. Then it's your turn. I rolled mine, I would say probably 4 feet past the hole. Which, I mean, in regular golf, I'd be fine with that.
Take that, yeah.
Putt.
Take that all day.
The girl that was closest to the pin on that was say 2 feet away. It was a great putt.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Maybe a foot and a half. And then they swerve it again. Okay, now the one person that's left has to make another 50-foot putt to actually win.
Oh, that's such bullshit.
And she lipped out. She lipped that putt out. They made her go way to the other side of the green. No practice, no anything. And it just lipped out. And everyone, just a chorus of boos rained down. Just give it to her. But, I'm sure they weren't going to give her a prize that's probably $8,000 total value. So,
well, it's what, Cathedral Catholic? That's who it's for?
Yeah, the alumni.
They can afford it.
I feel like they could swing.
They can totally afford it. That's BS. That is BS.
I digress. But it was a good sporting weekend overall. We'll get into all of that. But Tyler, good to be back with you, my brother. How are you doing on this Wednesday? Well, I know what you've been watching. But
That's right. Lots of Weather Channel. So much Weather Channel. No, my sleep schedule is just beyond fucked. But hey, thankfully I don't have a job, so it doesn't really bother me that much. I can stay up all night and watch the Olympics. So yeah, man, it's good. Just been watching just a fuck ton of Olympics. Not regretting a single second of it. Loving it. Kind of wish that those nights I do stay up all night, maybe give me a little gold or something like that. But we'll get into that. But no, man, I'm doing good. Ron, how about yourself?
Had a great weekend. Was out at Sequan on Sunday. Stayed out there, hung out by the pool for most of the day, but it did rain a little bit. But whatever, I was recovering, not from what you think. Exactly what Tyler said. I was very tired at that point. But went to Sequan, went to the Cathedral Catholic Tournament Monday, which is weird. They have it on Monday, but I digress. And
it's summer break. They can do whatever they want.
Did get to go out to the wrong A's Padres game last night. It was still fun though.
You got to see the Adam Frazier debut at least.
I did see the debut, and shout out to him. I like the we ain't going nowhere. We ain't go nowhere. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. But yes, unfortunately, the Padres came back and won. Paddock had his blow-up inning, which I knew was coming. I was like,
always.
Don't worry.
Guarantee.
But what's his name? Capernian or whatever had like an even bigger blow-up inning. Unfortunately, that did him in. But shout out Manaea today. He was rolling him. I think he had a perfect game going in the sixth inning.
Into the sixth, yeah.
So I got to hear that on the radio on the way back from a business function lunch that I had today. But to the original point, and this will take over a lot of the talking points here on the program tonight. The Olympics, as you know, Tyler and I, you can see the overlay here. Like we've dedicated 2 shows in a row to the glory of the Olympics. Even in a weird Tokyo quarantine, like it's not the same, but it's kind of the same. So Friday and Saturday, I stayed up until between 3 and 4 a.m. to watch the events live just because. Like during the week, I got to work.
We had texts at 3 a.m. Like we were texting.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's what you text me at 3 a.m. knowing I was going to be awake to discuss the Olympics. That's the funny
Normally,
thing.
I wouldn't blow you up like that. Like it's rude to send a text that late. But I knew what you would be doing. Yeah. And those were my 2, like, I can go all the way. Like, I could stay up as long as I can possibly take it tonight. Mm-hmm. And then Sunday, that's why I fell asleep by the pool at Sequan. But still, I regret nothing. Love the Olympics. Those of you that follow us on Twitter, I think maybe I did find the one event that I just can't really get down with, which is dressage.
Dressage, can't do it. I've tried. I can't do it.
And I will watch anything that's in the Olympics, but I don't know. I mean, I tried.
Horse prancing. I can't get into horse prancing, man. It's just like
they have the announcer that's usually someone in the stable in the USA or NBC Universal family. Mm-hmm. Like, all right, well you do this normally, but now you got to do dressage, like or archery or whatever. And then they have the expert that's usually like a former competitor that will give the like color commentary of what we're actually seeing. And that was even a bridge too far for me. I mean, I was like, it goes on so long. Like they all look the same. How do you pick? I have no idea. Yeah. But I still watched it,
I've tried in years past. That probably is the one thing in the Olympics. I'm just like, I can't watch it for more. Like, give me like 1 minute, and I'm like, I can find like there's 800 sports going on right now. I can totally find something I'd rather watch.
Well, and I always like that any random country, like we saw the Philippines, they got their first gold medal ever in weightlifting.
Did, yeah.
So there's always that, just like this could be the best person ever at any individual thing to come out of whatever country. And they're just the best that's ever done it. So there's always the thrill of that. But the dressage thing, I don't know about hockey. That one was like, I'm trying. I'm really trying. But I don't even know what this is.
Yeah, like, look, I'm not even like a huge equestrian guy. Like, I do love horse racing. That'll never be an Olympic sport because it's just purely a gambling thing. That would be amazing if they tried to make it an Olympic sport. I'll watch the show jumping. I'll watch that. That's fine, whatever.
Well, at least you can see like, okay, well, it's probably good that they're making all these jumps. Like
right, and there's a timed aspect to it, so you can be like, okay, like I can tell who's doing better, who's not. Yeah, like dressage, it is. It's like it's just arbitrary. Like you said, everything looks the same. I'm like, I don't know, like can't do it.
It's just a horse doing this, which is impressive. Like, don't get me wrong.
Whatever sure, kind of course it is.
Hours, countless hours that go into that.
Absolutely.
I respect that. But also it's just like, how do you even pick? They all look the same.
No, my mom's got a cousin that is like super into it. And I'm like, I'm glad he's psyched about it. I'm glad for him, but I can't do it.
And they have a full on like dressage arena at Del Mar.
Oh yeah.
Track. One of the guys
I believe it.
That was in there, I saw he's from Del Mar. But even that, I was like, all right, maybe this is the hook. Nah, I still don't care.
Nope, not there. Not there.
Can't do it. But as the Baron points out, great point.
Badminton's great. I love badminton. Yeah.
And really a sport that we are not that good at. But it's fun to watch on the Olympics. I mean, that thing is hauling ass.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys just have it's like ping pong on a, I don't know. What would you say? 10 times larger court?
With ping pong with a giant lever. That's what that is. But
yeah, the reaction is incredible. So before we go full bore into the Olympics, I do want to give a shout out to Hall of Famer Callan, who I saw at the Loyal.
Yeah, buddy.
And I want to give a big dish shout out to the Loyal for finally losing, and a bigger dish shout out to my bookies website for not letting me bet on or against the Loyal in that game. I feel like they just took all the action off the board because I'm cleaning them out.
You were cleaning them out, cleaning up. Yep.
Arkansas Slim. We'll talk after the show. I feel like he could hook it up.
Yeah, that was it was cool to see that. Like I remember before the game on Friday, I saw Callan posting that he was there, so I was like, I'm sure. Like I could see the picture of where he was posted from the seats. I'm like, oh, Ronnie's totally gonna run into him. And you texted me, you were like, I sat down, I heard his voice, instantly knew who it was.
When you hear the voice, I was just like,
yeah.
Hey, Callan, what's up? I turned around so fast that he was even kind of surprised. I was like, obviously, Callan. Let's give some knuckles here. He was like, right. Hey, what's up?
But I was following that game along as well, and you explained it to me afterwards how it could be. But like looking at the stats of that game, the stats made 0 sense. Whereas like the Loyal had like 73% possession and 5 shots on goal. So then that means that Phoenix had 27% possession, but had like 15 shots on goal. I was like, this doesn't make any sense to me. But look, good things have to come to an end sometimes, right? All that shimmers in this world is sure to fade.
Sure to fade. We still got a long season ahead of us, but I would have loved the chance to at least bet against them.
Right, make a little money on it. Hedge your bet there.
Anyway, we'll bounce back. But I'm not abandoning all hope yet.
That's right. You got the manager of the month running things.
That's right. Yeah, that was just a wildly frustrating game. Actually, I don't know what kind of signal situation we're going to get here, but I do want to bring in a fellow partial owner along with myself, and also our Yankees insider. Just perfect timing on the Rollorama Celebrity Hotline. CEO Nick, how are you doing this evening?
Service is terrible. The dogs are peeing and pooping everywhere. Living the dream right now.
There you go.
Yeah. So we don't have to really dive into what all soccer we saw on the part of the Loyal, but let's dive right into this because I know also fellow the backup Yankees insider Connor is with you right now, and how are you feeling about this Joey Gallo trade?
I mean, all right, it's another bat you add to the lineup. I mean, Yankees profoundly go off of offense, whatever. Well, you know what? Let me just start and say this. Fuck the Yankees. Team, record label.
As a staff and a crew.
Then fuck you too.
Chino XL. Fuck you too.
Like, Jesus. I was like, really hoping for pitching. I know we got Trey Holmes. But, I mean, hey, going from Texas to New York, yeah, he could handle the media. You know, just take advice from Garrett Cole. You'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just let Cole do all the speaking for you.
Yeah, on your behalf.
A wordsmith that Garrett Cole is, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, like, I mean, there's still plenty of second half left, but I really think now going into the playoffs, the Yankees want to make a run pitching, because time and time again, every time they go into the playoffs, what ends up happening? All those hot bats meet top pitching, and they just fizzle out.
Hey, he leads the league in walks, so you got that going.
Yes,
I mean, yes, he's hitting lifetime 220, whatever, but he does hit some bombs. Because of course the Yankees are starved for that. He will hit some like 480-foot home runs occasionally, though, which are always exciting. But your second team, I guess, adopted team, the Padres, kind of dodged a bullet here by not getting Joey Gallo.
Yeah. All right. And looking at that too, and Tyler, I think you and I were kind of like just talking Padres before the game. Yes, ideally, like it's another bat, but do the Padres really need a bat now? Like Snell's struggling. At this point, I don't even think it's his mechanics. I think it's just all mental now. What's between his ears?
I think it's just Snell. Like, his 2018 year is a massive outlier compared to the rest of the stats. I think this is just what Snell is, to be honest.
Yeah, and also too with the Rays, like, could you always say like, oh, the Rays are number one, like, are always a perennial playoff contender going to the season? Does that really roll off the tongue that much?
No. But I mean, look, if you are, I know, spoken like a true Yankees fan, you hate the Yankees. Just as I would say the same about the Dodgers.
Just as we hate the Dodgers, yes.
Only real fans are allowed to talk that way about their team. Like, if anyone else says it, I'll fight you right now.
It's on site.
Yeah, on site. At least they try to do something, I guess. But hey, maybe this look, the Padres, from everything I heard this morning, it was like Hosmer and like a truckload of cash going to the Rangers to offset his ridiculous contract to get Joey Gallo, which I'm like, I'd rather have Hosmer and keep the money. Like,
yeah,
Hosmer at least he's like 270 in his career, something around there.
But the month of July, he's hitting like what, 359. Like, yes, he had a horrible June. He had a horrible start to June. Picked it up on the back end. He's been hitting, but granted, it's like, to me, looking at Padres fans, like, you guys remind me of like Yankees fans. You're quick to turn, but like, they're so like, oh, he's the answer. If we get rid of him, everything's gonna change. Like, no, you need more. Like, you need at least some starting pitching, because Snell's probably in his feelings right now. I don't know if he's gonna bounce back. Ideally, it's like, if not that, bolster your bullpen, because obviously, like, for one, we're not going to see pitchers go past like 6 or 7 innings anymore. Like, now it's like, hold up to 5, let the bullpen come in. But now if you can't hold up to 5 innings, you got to really go deep into your bullpen. So do one or the other: starting pitching, or get your bullpen bolstered up. So this way you have the depth to kind of pull through the game or salvage what you can of the game.
Well, as you can see here from Passan, the big head kid himself, the hey, Rangers aren't exactly losing their shirt here. They're getting a lot of top guys from the Yankees. They weren't going anywhere this year anyway. I mean, I guess all power to the Yankees for still trying to go for it when it seems like there's no way they can do it this year. But
yeah.
So there's something to be said for that as a fan. But I will tell you this, my fan group chat
like
of Padres fans were like, "Thank God we did not get Joey Gallo."
Yeah, I saw it pull up right there. I think they left already. I don't know.
All right, the CEO is dealing with something over there, so I'm going to put him back on hold. Yeah, I mean, I think for the Padres at this point, it's really all about, can you get Scherzer or not? But that's pretty much where it lands. Uh-oh. Having some kind of outage here. Tyler, come back. Tyler, come back. We will see where it goes. But, Tyler, you may have to hop back in. Hop off and hop back in. All right, looks like the CEO is back on the line.
My bad. I was doing my HOA duties, talking about there was a certain situation. Me being a part of the safety committee, I'm just keeping people informed.
Neighborhood watch, yes.
Yeah.
You're always safe when you're with me and Connor.
Well, one thing I wanted to say, like going back to the Yankees, ideally the one consistent thing, and Ron, you can attest, we can both always agree to this, is the amazing home run calls by yours truly, John Sterling.
I know. Now, I've been trying to put together in my mind, like, what is going to be the Joey. He's going to hit some home runs. I mean, he's going to strike out a lot. It looks like he's going to get a lot of walks, and he's going to hit some bombs. I mean, that's what he does. He's pretty good in the field. I think he's up there in the league in outfield assists and things like that. But the home run calls from one Mr. Sterling will probably be incredible. But I haven't, Gallo doesn't really. I don't really have anything for that.
I think I got one. I can give you one next show.
Wow.
That'll be my homework.
So come on, just sketch some things out. But we'll have to think. And I know Tyler is just rejoining us here. Do you have any just initial thoughts on John Sterling, Joey Gallo home run calls?
I do have one. I don't know if it would be very appropriate.
I have the same thing.
Something along the lines of take him to the gallows or something like. I don't know.
That was my first thought, but I was like,
yeah,
that's not. I don't know how you would work that in. So I'm thinking more Joey, but I don't really.
I got one right now. I just thought of one right off the dome.
All right, off top.
All right. It is high. It is far. It is gone. A 3-run bomb. Oh, no home runs are shallow when you're hitting with Gallo.
Actually, that seems like right.
I hate how accurate that sounds.
Goodness gracious, John.
Yeah, that's right. That actually sounded perfect for Sterling.
John Sterling, you're welcome. If you're watching.
Right.
I've actually heard, and actually, I think first time I heard this was on the Jay Moore Sports Show, that he will rehearse these and run these lines at his wife, to practice as he's coming up with these.
Right. I just something so dark.
All right, well, don't go there, but come up. All right, everyone in the comments, everyone watching, next show we're gonna have some Joey Gallo, John Sterling home run calls.
There we go.
I'm putting that challenge out to you.
And I'll speak them. I'll say them in the John Sterling voice.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, on that note, sorry, I'm losing some couch furniture here, but we got to get into this Olympics. It's the biggest thing going on. I don't know if you have any desire to stay on for the Olympics talk.
Oh, I have tried to watch some Olympics. A certain streaming service has been very inconsistent, but I have caught some, especially USA basketball, and of course my favorite, beach handball.
Is it a streaming system that supposedly has live sports?
Yes.
It's semi-live sports. Semi-live.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
So we do have this is as of, starting the show, because I think more events are probably starting now.
America has at least one more gold. They set an Olympic record in the men's 100 freestyle.
So we have USA in the total medal lead, Japan with the, maybe tied now for the gold medal lead. The always interesting ROC. It's the Rock.
Yes. They rock and I rock.
Yeah, I just love how there could be no mention of actually the country Russia, but it's still all the same Russian athletes.
Yes. Yeah, you can't mention it, but that's what the R in ROC stands for.
It's the Rock.
That's Jay-Z just created his own country.
Can't stop.
I mean, he has the money. He maybe could hook that up.
He actually probably could do it, yeah.
Of course, China always up there towards the top. Australia, really, I think, an underrated or overlooked, I guess I would say, athletic powerhouse. I mean, especially by population. They're usually pretty strong in the Olympics. If you look at Germany, their population is probably like 50 million, and they're really big into sports too. But Australia, what's the total population of Australia? Maybe like 20 to 30 million, with a way bigger land area. People living somewhere out in the Badlands, Mad Max country.
Yeah, so I think most people are living on the coast because everything centralized in Australia wants to kill you.
Yeah.
Yes.
But probably some good shooters out there. Archers,
Swimming too. Obviously, they're killing it in swimming this year.
Yeah. No, they always good at swimming.
Yeah.
And then for the team sports, especially on the women's side, I mean, they're pretty strong at basketball, soccer. I mean, you name it. They're kind of, they're not quite on that level of USA women's sports, but they have been close behind for a long time. So not surprised by that. South Korea also pretty into sports. So you can kind of see just the countries that really invest a lot into getting an athlete in every possible event. Man, I saw the I'm just going to say dressage. We already know I can't tolerate it. I don't know what's going on, but
big dressage guy,
huge dressage guy. But my sportsbook won't like. Why can't I bet on it? God.
Yo, he's fucking up.
But I saw the synchronized diving, which shout out to USA getting the silver medal, and the two Chinese girls that did win, they were like 15 and 17. I mean, they're just like, all right, this is the thing that China will definitely just kick ass at.
Well, I mean, but you were talking about Korea, of course. I know I tweeted about it several times last few nights, man. Archery, they are just like Robin Hood Terminators. Like,
it's the powerhouse of archery.
When you watch them, like whether it's a team round or an individual round, I think I said, like, if you shoot an 8 on any one of your shots, you've already lost. You've lost the round. Like, they are shooting 30s and 29s every time. It is insane how good every archer from South Korea is.
I've actually very much enjoyed watching the archery. I know
it's a ton of fun. I love it.
I texted Tyler this, and I don't know if they do it in the team one. The team one is super hyped, though, because
the team is so hyped.
Like, everyone's yelling, the other guys on the team, or girls, or whatever. And then, I don't know, again, if they do this in the team one, but I definitely have seen it now. They're in the individual stage, where they have the heart rate monitor, which is sick to me. I think that's awesome.
They have that for they don't have that for the team, but they do have that for the individuals, yeah.
Like, even Olympics video games, we only get one every maybe 4 years if they make one. But I don't even know if they have that in the video game. Like,
they do. I can tell you right now, they do not.
I am watching a real life video game here. We got heart rate monitors. It's like Solid Snake. Like, control your breathing. Get this headshot.
Yeah, dude, archery has been a ton of fun. Like, especially the team events. I know I was texting. I think we were both texting about it the other night during the men's team competition. Like, South Korea versus India was a quarterfinal match, and that, like, I was super hype just from all the yelling those guys were doing. I'm like, I can only imagine how crazy it would be if there was an actual crowd here, because just those like 8 people there were just going nuts.
I got a question for you in regard to that, because not having the crowd, like, do you see it having like a big effect on all the athletes? Because I know, I'm like, man, like, it doesn't feel like these events have the pop. I don't know if like the athletes really feel like they're into it without a kind of like a crowd, or like your nation like screaming behind you. It's like, does this really like have a hard effect on their performance?
From what I've seen, I don't really think it has that big of an effect. I mean, like kind of the sports I've been watching, again, archery or like rugby sevens, all the players do enough yelling on their own where like you wouldn't really notice. I don't really think it's had that big an effect. I mean, I definitely could be wrong. You'd want to talk to the athletes themselves, but like I don't think it's really like brought anybody down.
And I think too, especially with the Olympic sports, I mean, I can only really say from the American perspective, but a lot of these sports are not things that you're going to see on TV a lot. So they have been training just to get on the team pretty much since the last one ended. So they are willing to go there and be in this bubble. Like, I'm here to like get this medal. Like, this is my claim to fame right here. Like, so they're pretty locked in on it. I have appreciated now that certain events have already concluded that you can at least see athletes from other countries go and be in the stands because they're already in the bubble. So you do see some crowds. I've seen some at, well, even the archery or like soccer games, basketball games, but it's all made up of athletes from other countries that are just, we're already in the village,
right?
And in our off time, we can now go and attend these events. But as far as like the individual discipline that it takes to just make the Olympics for anyone, I think you're pretty locked in. So yeah, it would be more fun watching on TV with bigger crowds, but I don't think it really affects the athletes that much.
Yeah, I mean, like, just looking at them, like, damn, like, you're right, you are right, 100%. Like, just you're locked in at this point. You trained for this one opportunity. Who knows if you'll get this opportunity again? So I get it, but I really feel like having that crowd too kind of adds like an extra like adrenaline boost. Like, imagine like with archery, if with the heart monitors, but you had a crowd in there as well. You're like, at that point, like my heart's like bumping through my ears.
Well, I think where it really would affect them is not so much in the actual competition. It's like when they do something good, they're not getting that reaction they're expecting. But like in the actual moment of them doing whatever that thing is, I don't think they really would notice.
And I think too, you'll probably miss it the most when you're seeing like in track or swimming, like, oh, this is like a world record attempt. Like that's when the crowd really starts going crazy. So if someone does, pop a world record or something like that, it's not going to be the same as it has been in previous years. But as far as the individual athletes, I don't really think it has an effect because you just have to be so focused at that point. Like you're already committed to going to like, all right, if you go to the Olympics, pretty much just go to the event. Maybe you can go to someone else's event and then you just go back to your room because you're in a bubble. Like it's
like go break your cardboard bed.
Go break the beds. That's right.
Tyler also, I mean, didn't work out, obviously, which Tyler did watch the game, so he can dive more into that. But did broach the subject of the rugby sevens. But one thing I will say, as you know, we are big fans on this program of the ball car that was featured at the Euros. But, I mean, and that's fantastic, obviously. Like, I have no problem with that. I think every soccer game should start with that. But the Rugby Sevens ball car, sponsored by Toyota, not a sponsor, but you could be. They took this way to the next level with, I mean, you could see right there, first of all, has a rugby goalpost. It's just bigger, more impressive. But in the side-by-side shot, it actually launches the ball through the goalpost to begin the game. I mean, that's next level.
Yeah, that was, I'm definitely a big rugby guy in the sevens. If you like, I know some people are hesitant to check out rugby because it is, look, to be fair, it's a long game where like not a lot happens throughout the duration of the game. Check out rugby sevens, guys. It's a 10-minute game. It is nonstop action. It is constant scoring. Check out rugby sevens. It's way different than anything you've seen on a rugby field. But when they brought that thing out before the kickoff of the first game, I was like, okay, they just shit all over the Euros because, like,
Germany, you're done. Volkswagen, get out of here.
The Volkswagen is fine. Like, it's fine. It's cool. I'm with you, Ronnie. Like, I think the ball should always be brought out like that. But look, the van alone is great, but then having that hydraulic press that takes the rugby ball through the goalposts. Just genius.
They
Just
changed
genius.
the game. They changed the game with that one. They changed the entire ball car game. Volkswagen, kill yourself, retire. You're done. You're done. Get out.
Like, I'll be honest, the first game I didn't realize it was a press that like put the ball through the goalpost, so I just thought the ball just like fell off. I was like, oh, that's unfortunate. And then it came out again before the next game, and I was like, oh no, shit, it was supposed to do that. Okay.
No, by design. How many hours of engineering went into that?
Yes, they put their finest engineers, just years and years of research to building this.
And it is stunning. I think any team sport at this point, I mean, look, we're going to, a situation where I know in a lot of American sports, everyone's freaking out like, oh, they have a patch on the NBA jersey, or like, what if they put something on the hats for baseball? Like, oh, it's look,
it's going to ruin the game, Ronnie.
They're going to have more sponsors. If you watch, man, the best is if you watch European hockey, because they're just like skating billboards. But they're going to squeeze as many sponsors into sports as they possibly can. And every team sport should have the ball, puck, whatever it is, delivered by a car. And Toyota has escalated that to an art form at this point.
For dressage, if you have the horse brought into the arena on some sort of a delivery car like this, I'm in. Now you've got my attention.
I mean, let's not go crazy, because horses usually when they're in the trailer or the back of a truck or something, it's usually not good. So I don't want to,
I didn't say anything about a trailer.
Just launch them up out of a thing and then boom. All right, begin the routine.
Yes, exactly.
But I don't see why they couldn't take, ceremonial first pitch presented by the new Mustang Mach whatever E.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Yes. Rocket Mortgage. On the subject of Rocket, yes, get the Rocket League guys involved.
There you go.
One of these ball car
deliveries. I'm in on that.
They were born to do it. I mean, it has to happen.
Yeah, I'm totally in for that. Let's see it. Let's see what you can do.
Your ceremonial first pitch brought to you by Rady Children's Hospital. Don't forget, save the babies. Oh man,
Oh boy.
I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say it.
Oh
but,
God.
I like where your head's at. This is more of a side note, but Tyler also pointed this out to me today, and it is incredible. From the land that gave you, the black bun burger, the cube watermelon, Pizza Hut Japan is going hard with this Olympic promotion with the decathlon meat pizza, which includes 10 different individual meats. You can see right here, bacon, Iberico thick sliced bacon. I don't even know what that is. Aged bacon. I guess that's just old bacon. Charcoal grilled beef ribs, beef bulgogi, teriyaki chicken, pulled pork, pepperoni, rough sliced sausage, and Italian sausage. Hook it to my veins, and then watch me die.
Yeah, I was gonna say that will clog that vein as soon as you hook it in there. Like when I saw this, I was just like, oh my God, like A, you're crazy. B, I really want one of those. I
mean, just get a look at it. I mean, that is that's more meat than pizza. That thing is an absolute unit. I don't even know that's held together.
Yeah, it's really just 10 meats with a little cheese sorted around it. That's all it really is.
The cheese is structural, all right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's load bearing. It's the only way they were legally allowed to call it a pizza. But, man, I would love to get a bite in one of these. And I did see on the Pizza Hut Japan Twitter, so anyone that, can translate for us, it's just extremely Japanese, so I had to get it.
I can.
All right, what are we looking at here, CEO?
So one, it's $20 because it's listed as 20,000 yen, but a little over $3, so $20. Pretty much, I think reading.
You told me you were fluent. What the hell?
saying hit the and also Pokemon logo in it.
No, I don't know what the scared Muppet guy is. I think he's just terrified of how much meat is on that pizza.
I thought
The blonde haired
You know,
guy with the bow tie, I'm guessing he's some kind of mascot in Japan for Pizza Hut. But as I understood it from the article that I found this through, there was a giveaway. 30 people respond to this tweet. You will get one of these for free. And I don't know, again, at all what I'm reading there. But yes, maybe. It could be a connection issue.
Yeah.
He's calling us
Probably
live
a
from
connection
Japan.
issue.
He was the only guy we could get a credential for. The budget's pretty light out here. Well,
Look,
anyway,
yeah,
that thing is
anybody
a
that-
tank.
Any viewers we have that are in Japan, get one of these. Let us know beforehand that you're getting one of these, because then if we don't hear from you, we'll assume that this did kill you and gave you a heart attack. But let us know how it is, please.
I can only assume that it's just completely excellent.
I would assume so.
It's stunning. It's visually stunning to look at. Absolutely breathtaking.
And really, what better thing to eat while watching the decathlon, watching the greatest people, the greatest athletes in the world do 10 different events over 2 days while you shove 10 different meats into your mouth over 20 minutes.
I did my part. Oh, God. Oh.
This guy couldn't jump 6 feet in the high jump? What a bum.
Freaking loser.
Oh man. Man, it's gonna eat
So
that.
do they, I wonder if they have a heptathlon meat pizza too for the ladies.
Oh, God.
They only have the
meat based. It's like the bottom of the thing is like a tomahawk steak, and then we just go up from there. Sprinkle a light dusting of cheese, coated in bacon, sausage, whatever kind of various meats you could come up with.
It's pretty much like, what can we put on in food that could possibly kill someone? Oh, I know. We're gonna put 10 meats together.
Hey, it's the Olympics. You got to show out. All right.
I'm just kind of sad that America hasn't done this yet.
Well, it says a lot. Maybe our basketball team would be better if.
What Pizza Hut here in America does like a 5 meat for meat lovers? Let's get out of here. It's some weak shit. Come on.
Wet. That's why we can't compete on the world stage.
You gonna let Japan show us up like that?
All right,
Always
so
pushing the envelope.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna kind of like defend America real quick with regard to this. In Japan, a lot of things are served in small portions, so this may look big on a picture. But I have a feeling it's like one of those small pan pizzas. Actually, like one of those frozen pizzas that fits in your hand.
You can't argue with 10 different meats, though. That's
10
all
meats,
we're
though. Yeah. Come on now.
That's for the real carnivores out there. Before we hit a little bit more Olympics, I just wanted to transition. Obviously, we are the soccer show of record, but
Of course.
last Olympic thing I had here was golf. I believe started today. And,
Yes, correct.
So it's going to go on for a couple days. But get a look at the Australian team here. I saw this on Instagram. I know the caption's kind of small, so I will walk you through it. But what do these guys do for a living? Wrong answers only. And actually, the top comment was Michael Pena. Yes, that Michael Pena, the actor, which I love his comment. Hello, we are Bert and Carl. We deal with logs. We could split a log, move a log, shred a log, do whatever you want with logs. We got you covered. And they do look like guys that really just run a lumber business as opposed to these are real PGA professionals here representing the great nation of Australia.
Yeah, they don't look like golfers. They look like the guys that sponsored John Daly when he was on the tour.
84 Lumber, again.
There we go. That's it.
Perfect tie-in.
But no, very what you told me it was Michael Pena that had the top response. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I like that.
He punched his way up to that top comment. Yes, maybe he has more followers that bumped it up, but still strong.
Hey, it's
strong.
a comment that earned it. I'll say that.
did earn it. Yeah, that wasn't a charity top comment.
No.
Before we get out of the Olympics, again, as we pivot into soccer, and then we will close out our anchor leg, Gold Cup. But there is soccer in the Olympics, believe it or not. I know the men didn't qualify.
Then is there really soccer in the Olympics?
No, it's a sham. This is what we're looking at for the quarterfinals. Still got some money out there on Mexico. I think I got them at plus 1,100. So come on, Mexico. Got to do it. South Korea is pretty tough with the under 23 or any kind of youth teams. They're pretty good. Man, Japan just beat the hell out of somebody yesterday. Spain, I think.
Wow.
Or who did they play last? Well, it was probably this weird like rolling time war.
This morning, overnight.
Yeah, they were up 3-0 like at halftime. So Japan's and obviously the home team favorite. Brazil, even with their C or D squad, always going to be involved. And my favorite player of the tournament, by far, it plays for the Ivory Coast, as here labeled in the French pronunciation. Côte d'Ivoire.
Oh.
But Frank Kessie, midfielder for AC Milan. And I was not, I had seen this guy in FIFA, and that's pretty much the extent of my knowledge. But I saw him in the first game against Brazil, and the only soccer player that I've ever seen just rocking like 98 level Iverson, like the total anti-soccer player. Like he wants it all baggy. And they wear Puma, which notoriously make the tightest uniforms in soccer.
That's true, yes.
He was like, all right, give me that 8XL. He's got the long shorts. Here you can see him in action for Milan. Almost like pants. I mean, my man just likes to be comfortable out there. So that is my current, player of the tournament. And I'm going all Ivory Coast. I don't know what kind of odds you can get there, but it's probably still okay. They're playing against Spain. So I might jump on that just for this guy.
My only thing is practice.
What was that, Nick?
Does he show up to practice?
Oh, you're talking about practice?
Practice.
Not the game. Not the game.
But by the way, Ron, it was France that Japan beat the crap out of.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. I mean, France, they're kind of spread thin right now after their crash out of the Euros, but none of those guys were going to go. I mean, Mbappe could play for the Olympic team, but there's no way. I think actually there's some kind of like right of first refusal too from the club teams in the Olympics. But I mean, I'm not going to be sad about seeing France lose. So come on, Ivory Coast, all the way, or Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, I think I only saw 2 of their games. Pretty impressed with Mexico. I think actually they lost to Japan. I think that was their one loss in the group stage. Mexico, again, the 2 games I saw, they looked impressive. Brazil, of course, they're always stupid loaded. Like even though this tournament is all 23 and under plus 3 exempted players that can be any age to come play, which I did see Mexico's using Memo Ochoa, which I do appreciate. But yeah, I mean, like you got to imagine Brazil's probably going to be the runaway favorite for this one. I've only seen one of their games. They look good, but that's to nobody's surprise.
And then, unfortunately, although we are still alive, we must discuss the women's side, where the U.S. is into the knockout round, but through pretty much no inspiring performances whatsoever.
No, I mean, look, through the group stage, they got pounded by Sweden, which Sweden is. I mean, look, you can say what you want about the U.S. women. Like, believe me, they did not look good that game, but as equally bad as they look, Sweden looks awesome. Sweden looks really good in the tournament. Then the U.S. beat up on, was that New Zealand? I think they beat 6-0 in their second game, and then stayed up to watch that game against Australia, and that was just in the past, even when the U.S. has like easily clinched a spot and like can sit back, they still very much so attack, go for the win, go for goals, whatever. This was easily the most just uninspired performance I've ever seen the U.S. women's national team play, and that's even including them getting their like getting their brains beaten by Sweden. Just absolutely just a miserable game against Australia. And even at halftime, even Australia was like, yeah, we're not going to try either. So it just made that game even worse. And so now the U.S. is limping in against Netherlands, who the women are very much like how Ronnie has described the men of the Netherlands, which is like attack, attack, attack. We don't care how many goals we give up because we're going to score more. I think they've scored
some goals.
Yeah, I think they've scored something like 21 goals in their three pool games. They've given up, I think, 6, something like that. So I don't know if this U.S. team is going to be able to run with them. I mean, the U.S. team is older. Like that was kind of the big knock on their roster. Like, yeah, I understand they won the World Cup a few years ago, but like this team is also pretty old. So I'm going to be very curious to see if they can even compete with a very fast-paced Netherlands team.
Well, and it's just hard to kind of gear it back up, you know, when you're like, all right, if we're safe, we're through, like it's all good. Australia, not really giving you too much from the other side because they knew they would be safe also going through. But it's hard to flip the switch, you know? I mean, it wasn't like they put all the backups in. It was a pretty full-strength U.S. team, and they just really didn't seem interested in trying to play the game at all. But I do want to circle back real quick to the men's side here because Jaime the Greek had predictions rolling in.
Let's see them.
Spain against my beloved Ivory Coast, which I would hate to see, but it's very possible. But this is the Stone Cold Center right here. Does not like Brazil. He's taking Egypt.
Wow.
Taking Egypt over Brazil. Look, Olympic tournaments, strength thing. Usually, teams that do really well in the youth ranks do like pull this off. So you don't really see like Italy or Brazil or Germany, teams that are always good at like full strength senior team. So it is possible. I mean, Brazil has looked good, but maybe a little disinterested. Japan over New Zealand, I think that's a slam dunk, especially at home. Yeah, especially the form they're playing in. And you're just going against all my bets, Jaime the Greek. Come on.
Ouch. I mean, look, that definitely could happen. Like you said, South Korea, their youth system is always really good. So it wouldn't be that much of a shock. But just from what I've seen of Mexico, I'd be a bit surprised if they lost.
And then over to the women's side, I guess, again, it is Jaime the Greek, and he always got something unlocked. Canada over Brazil. All right, on the women's side, I could see that. Canada's pretty solid.
Brazil's still really good when they want to be. The problem is that their star player, Marta, just seems disinterested like 60% of the time.
It's a lot of talent, but it doesn't seem like just like a drilled, locked-in team, like cohesive. Japan over Sweden, I think that's going to be a really good game.
That will be a good game. I don't know about that one, man. I'm so in on Sweden after seeing them in the group stage.
Well, these are two just traditionally really good women's teams. Japan, maybe some kind of slight edge of being at home. There'll probably be athletes from other sports in attendance, so it won't be like just in front of no one.
Right.
But that's going to be a good game. Great Britain over Australia. Also kind of a coin flip for me. And I hate to say it, but I mean, the way they're playing right now, Netherlands is like all gas, no brakes, and U.S. is like all brakes, no gas. So kind of wouldn't be surprised by that, unfortunately.
Britain, Australia is an interesting one. I mean, Australia is definitely a good team. Like that was definitely, them, Sweden, U.S., and even New Zealand. That was definitely like the group of death. Like New Zealand is not a bad team. They just got stuck with 3 like really good teams in their group. Australia is really good. I mean, Sam Kerr, all she does is score goals. She just puts the ball in the net. So, if Australia can get the ball to her in that final third, it'll be a long day for Britain. But we'll just see. I mean, like you said, look, it's hard to step back on the gas, and Australia definitely matched the U.S.'s level in that last game. So yeah, we'll see if they can turn it back up for the games that kind of there is no tomorrow if you lose.
And Jaime throwing in one caveat: if Sweden can kind of just push one over the line first, then he likes them. But we see. I mean, I honestly think that's going to be the closest game.
Sure.
Hypothetically, let's say USA flips the switch, then maybe that ends up being a good game against the Netherlands. But just what I've seen so far, I don't know. It just seems like they're kind of out of it right now. So prove me wrong. I mean, I'd love to be proved wrong, but we will see. So let's close out as the Gold Cup show of record. Taking a look at the action over the weekend, going through the quarterfinals. Qatar, the extended invite.
That CONCACAF powerhouse, Qatar.
Yeah, well, they got the league score in the whole tournament.
This is true.
They end up taking out El Salvador. Canada moves on, taking out Costa Rica, Mexico. No real surprise there, taking out Honduras. And USA did overcome, who again I say is pound for pound the greatest soccer nation in the world, in Jamaica. But all roads were kind of pointing to this. I mean, maybe the Qatar thing, you wouldn't have expected that initially, but El Salvador, I mean, it'd probably take them out. So this is what we're looking at coming up in the semifinals: Qatar versus USA. And Tyler, we were kind of kicking around this possibility, like, what if Qatar wins? Like, do they still get the Confederations Cup thing? Where I was like, oh no, the host nation, so they're gonna get it anyway. So
right.
Qatar just living on house money, left and right. I mean, free pass. Give them hell, USA.
Like I told you before, it would be the most CONCACAF thing ever if Qatar won this tournament. Like, just the country on the opposite side of the world, not even in the CONCACAF, winning the Gold Cup would be just like the most perfect thing that could happen for them. So, and I mean, like, US Jamaica was an interesting game. I know a lot of issues with the turf. I know they were in AT&T Stadium, and there was a lot of complaints about the turf on that one. But the US rallied back, got the late win. So I'm kind of curious. I know I haven't watched a ton of Qatar, so like in my head, I'm thinking the US should just run over them. But then that's just also like a very US thing to do would be to just get blown out in this game by Qatar. So I can't even call it.
You know what I think? And I'm going to take a chance here as we're closing out. I do see on the on hold, we have the soccer historian, insider on the program. So I'm just going to check in and see if we can get a hold of him on the Tito Auto Body and Used Tire Celebrity Hotline. No ID, Justin, are you there with us? How are you doing?
I'm always here, dude. Always.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. So as we look at this semifinal, how are you feeling about this?
How am I feeling about this? I just want to know, does Qatar have the dude who was scaling balcony to balcony to deliver drugs at the UFC event? Do they have that guy on the roster? Because he's a supreme athlete. So
I don't think he's on the roster.
I can't confirm or deny. I mean, I don't know what his legal status is right now, so maybe he's in flux right now. But
Qatar is very interesting to me. It has been over the years. They are not short on money.
No, certainly not
at all. So for anybody that's like, oh hey, they made it, they made it to the semifinals. They have a lot of money. So
well, that's how they got in the tournament as well.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't just get that posthumously from being the host or whatever?
Through a generous donation by Qatar Airlines, they were invited.
Listen, is this layover from I am the president of everybody? Is this? I feel like this is a Sepp Blatter move,
Well, it's very much a soccer move for sure.
Yeah.
And then I just this is a tough one for me because I know a lot of these teams, it's not the actual rosters. It's a lot of like the 23 and under guys. So my soccer historian abilities are much more deep rooted in the older gentlemen of the beautiful game. I don't really don't really follow these this new generation of footy players. You know, I feel like they're entitled. You know, they're spoiled. You know, it's just it's all about the money. You know, so I guess you know I'll go El Tree for my boy Jaime because I don't want to pick Canada. I feel like that would brutally hurt Jaime's feelings, so I would not do that to him. And yeah, I mean, America, bro. Come on. Are you kidding me? I don't even think you need to ask, you know? Like, I don't care who we got out there. America, baby.
Well, Jaime the Greek is on board with both of those picks. I will say
That makes me feel better.
Qatar, in this case, everything that they're doing is like, we got to get the best team possible for this World Cup coming up.
Yeah.
We just don't want to get totally embarrassed. So they pretty much have sent their best players, which, you know, they're not. Just wait till they like naturalize Messi, Ronaldo, all these guys in the next 3 days. Like, oh,
don't get me
fast
wrong.
track.
That van and that Volkswagen are cool. Qatar will have a fucking souped-up AMG Mercedes-Benz model bringing their ball to center.
Oh, they're gonna have a Qatar Airlines plane bring it in. Just one of those A47 Airbuses. Just drop it in.
Or they're gonna have some sweet high-level parkour guy scale balconies and drop into the stadium and set the ball down in midfield. You know, like could be one of those.
And then parkour back out as well.
Like Spider-Man.
In an unmarked black duffel bag, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, how great would it be too if they just opened the game up and then all of a sudden all the Qatar players started pulling out like just stacks of $100 bills and like throwing them at the ground in front of the American players. Like that was their strategy. Like let's just make it rain all over the pitch until these fools have to stop and pick up the money, and then we just score like 8 goals.
Hey, look, if I'm an American player, I can't even blame them for letting somebody go past them if that's the case, dude. Get your money.
Get your money. I mean, I know that these MLS contracts are breaking the bank right now in terms of the dollar amounts, but you know, get your money, dude.
Hey, I'll be glad to let some guy score if he just throws $100 bill at me. Yeah, sure, I'll look the other way. No big deal.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I know we're kind of on the Olympic, and I don't want to like just veer the show off course. Is there no segment where we're gonna mention the smugness and douchiness of Aaron Rodgers' press conference today? Like, are we not gonna? Hey, look, we all know people don't come to Green Bay for a vacation. They come to play with me. Yeah, bro.
Look, he knew when he showed back up, he was going to flex. He's like, all right, I see I have no way out of this, so I'm going to play, but I'm going to shit on you at every possible turn.
I've been eagerly waiting since the news broke about DeChambeau's positive test, his COVID test. I mean, this is the test bar. Like, does Brooksy want to throw shade at a guy for getting COVID and make a fucking jab out of it? Because that would be electric.
That would be the ultimate. Yeah, that would be like the Nas, like Ether level move.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you saw, but McGregor did something like that to Khabib over Twitter a few days ago, and he's been catching.
There is no lines for that guy.
So, I don't know if you saw, but because it was after Conor lost, Khabib had tweeted, good wins over evil, to which Conor, most likely drunkenly, as he does a lot of his tweeting, said something like, "Oh, so your dad is evil and COVID is good." It's like, oh boy,
man,
oh
dude.
boy,
He must have been 2 proper number 12 bottles deep at that point. Like that's
I mean, just another sign of how desperate he's become. But
I think you can ride that line where it's controversial but still funny and entertaining, and people appreciate it.
Sure.
Like if Brooksy came out and he maybe dropped like a hey, like shout out to Bryson, he was trying to social distance from his caddy the week before,
sure.
Throw something like that out there.
Something like that, yeah.
There's ways to approach it.
You could even subtly just like, hey, make sure you mask up out there. Just saying, we all want to be safe. We're all in this together. Like, I wonder why he would send that out right now.
It's like maybe if you didn't stand on the green for 4 extra minutes lining up your putt, you wouldn't have breathed in all that COVID air. There's a ton of angles he could approach from this, and
it's all right, dude. I got Morikawa, your boy, plus 700 to win this thing.
There you go.
Dude, it's free money. Free money. The guy learned to putt, bro. This was a guy
He's hot right now.
who was good at everything except knowing how to putt. That guy finished the Open without three putting at all. You know, like that's
Yeah.
Impressive.
scary, dude. That's
Yeah.
scary. So, and just, you know, to throw this out there, I don't want to toot my own horn. I played a 3-par course the other day. No 3 putts.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
All right.
Look, to be fair, I think the last time I went to a golf course, I had no 3 putts either because I quit after the first hole. I was like, fuck this shit, I'm done.
I
gonna
was
say,
asked to leave.
Was it miniature golf? There's no way I'm 3 putting on this bitch.
Oh, hell no. Oh, dude, miniature golf, I'm definitely 3 putting at least a couple times.
Freaking windmill and dragon messed up
Bullshit.
my whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, all I can say is please, while we still have it, stay up late, disrespect your job, your obligations, whatever's going on, and watch the Olympics. It's better when it's live, late at night.
F&A.
Maybe not dressage, but you know.
Who gives a shit if you have to get up at 6 for work? You can watch that 3 a.m. tip-off, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you're watching this show, as soon as this show ends, I want you to go ahead, lay your head to the pillow, and get some much-needed rest. So you can wake up at 1 a.m. and watch some of the thrilling Olympic athletic competition.
I think it's about to go live. I mean, I
Oh, no,
think that's live stuff.
it's been live for about 3 or 4 hours now.
All right, well, that's what I'm doing after this.
Yep.
Yeah, your Olympic show of record, and it's not even close.
No.
That's
Nobody
that's
covers the
fact.
Olympics like us.
Wall to wall. You see the graphic?
Yep.
Well, I want to say thank you, of course, to Jaime the Greek for his predictions. Entertainment purposes only. Of course, I don't want to be liable for anything said on this program. Shout out to CEO Nick. Shout out to Callan for the random encounter at the Loyal game.
Hey,
Of
Callan
course,
is a
no Eddie
fucking
Justin.
legend.
The voice, unmistakable. Like I said,
He's got his jersey retired here.
nothing was pre-planned. I heard that full talking like in his normal conversational voice. I was like, oh, it's Cal. It's not an act, ladies and gentlemen.
Some guys just have that announcer voice. As soon as you hear him, you're like, oh yeah, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, that guy's a treasure. That guy is a treasure.
But thank you again, everyone that commented, called in, of course. Just watch the Olympics. When it's gone, then we're just going to have Joey Gallo Yankee games, whatever that entails. So who cares about that? Giants probably going to do something stupid and win the World Series. I don't want to
F
watch that.
Fingers crossed. Scherzer, Dodger blue, baby. Let's fucking
Hold out
do
hope.
it.
Holding out hope, man.
Who the fuck is Kyber Ruiz? Pack his fucking bags, dude.
Untouchable.
It's Kyle Kuzma all over again. Shitting me, dude.
But
Don't you
by the way,
ever
actually,
say that.
side note on that, I've been seeing a lot of Kuzma to the Kings rumors lately.
All right.
I mean, shit. Why don't the Dodgers just hit up the Nationals and see if they want Kuzma, and we'll throw in Dennis Schroeder too.
Perfect.
You can fucking he'll go play for the Warriors next year.
Magic could be like the go-between. He could set that up. I mean, like,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I'll work it out.
100%, and then Rob Pelinka can come through and take all the credit for it.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, well, that's all I got. Tyler, anything else you want to mention before we close out and go watch some Olympics, probably till way too late?
Nah, man, just thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be here again talking Olympics until the Olympics are over. Hopefully that's the full duration of the Olympics and not cut short. But no, we love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. You know the drill. Keep the fire.
Keep the fire.